Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this National Community Action Partnership webinar. We are delighted to have this opportunity to share more information about Amazon Business, who, as you know, is an NCAP endorsed vendor. With Amazon Business, NCAP members can access hundreds of thousands of sellers who offer business-only selections, quantity discounts, and time-saving features that can help agencies run better. Today, the Amazon Business team will be discussing Amazon Business Giving. This webinar is being recorded, and the recording will be sent to all registrants this week. I'll now turn it over to Leon from the Amazon team.
Thank you so much, Jovita. We really appreciate the opportunity here to present to all NCAP members today. My name is Leon Bart Williams. I'm head of strategic partnerships for Amazon Business nonprofit sector. I'm joined by my colleague, Ali Gurvich. We're really excited to share with you Amazon Business Giving Solution, which is a really great and powerful tool to help streamline the process of giving items to others, whether inside your organization or outside of your organization. We have a great case study in the Girl Scouts of the USA that's used our business giving platform to really reinvent their cookie rewards program. So we're really excited to talk to you a little bit more about that today. Oh, go to the next slide. Okay. Oh, excuse me, hold on a second. Oh. Hey, Jovita, do I have privileges to advance the slide? Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Let me stop sharing. Sorry, everybody, for the technical difficulties.
Well, while we're troubleshooting, I do want to share with you a couple of upcoming National Community Action Partnership events. I know these are on most of your radars, but just in case, please do share with others within your agency. So, of course, we have our annual convention coming up August 27th through 29th. That's going to be in Detroit, Michigan. We also have the Community Action Data Convening happening August 25th through 26th. So this year that's happening as a pre-convention event. There is a separate registration required, but there is a discount if you register for both the data convening and the convention. Last two items, we have a WAP or Weatherization Assistance Program Energy Summit also happening as a pre-con to the convention on the 26th. And then the new Executive Directors Institute also happening as a pre-con. So those pre-cons do require separate registration, but we hope that you'll share that information with your team. If you're not registered, please consider doing so. And if you have any questions, the membership team here at NCAP would be glad to field them. We hope to see you in Detroit. And with that, I'll turn it back over to Leon.
Thanks so much. See, this is not our first rodeo. This is not our first rodeo, everybody. Thank you so much, Jovita. Okay, I think we are ready. So as Jovita may have mentioned, this session is going to be recorded. The recording, as well as this presentation that you're seeing today, will be made available to you. So feel free to not take any notes, just sit back and listen to the presentation. There will be a Q&A session at the end of the presentation, so feel free to save your questions until the end. If you'd like to ask questions throughout the presentation, feel free to use the chat feature. We just ask that you provide your first, your last name, your email address, as well as your organization, so we can address your question live. If you choose not to ask any questions today, that's completely fine. Feel free to email Ali any of your follow-up questions, and she'll pass those questions along to your dedicated account executive. Okay, we'll do quick introductions. We'll talk briefly about Amazon Business for some of you who may not be familiar with who we are, as well as the Associated Accounts Program, a program that we launched with NCAP 3 years ago, which has been doing very well and been very beneficial to a number of organizations throughout the NCAP network. We'll talk about quickly how to access all of the deals and discounts that are currently in your account today. And then we'll go into the core part of our presentation, which is the business giving solution led by Ali. And then hopefully we'll have some time at the end for any of your questions. Okay, as I mentioned before, my name is Leon Bart Williams. I've been with Amazon going on 7 years in various capacities. I currently lead our head of strategic partnerships function with the nonprofit vertical, specifically working with a number of organizations that fall under the federated or affiliated model. Really excited to be here and been working with NCAP for the last 3 years, standing up a number of the programs that you are going to see today. I am with my partner in crime, Ali. I'll let Ali do a quick introduction, and then we'll dive right into the meat of our presentation.
Hi, team. I'm Ali Gurovich. I am also on the affiliate team here with Amazon Business in the nonprofit section. I'm neck and neck with Leon as well, about 7 years into Amazon. I actually come from the seller side originally with Amazon Business, and I'm really excited to be working with all the nonprofits nowadays. So I'm an account executive, so I manage my own group of individuals and organizations, many of which I may have already interacted with you on for NCAP. So thank you for allowing me to be here and talk about business giving today.
Thanks, Ali. Okay, so we'll just dive right into just a quick overview of Amazon Business for all of you who may not be familiar. So Amazon Business was launched over 10 years ago with the express goal of helping organizations save time and money when it comes to purchasing for their organization. So Amazon Business truly combines the selection and the convenience and the value that you would expect from Amazon.com, which hopefully you're all familiar with features that really help simplify business operations. So whether that's just saving every day on products that you typically buy, we have quantity discounts across about 5 million products in our catalog. We have a curated selection of products ranging from office supplies to anything specifically that's specific for your own organizational needs, like diapers, wipes, and formula, or LIHEAP products. We offer free shipping, unlimited free 2-day shipping across hundreds of millions of our products in our catalog. We also offer 1-day or sometimes same-day delivery on some products. So you know you can always get those products to your organization on time and quickly. And if your organizations aren't already taking advantage, we do really strongly encourage you to sign up for our tax exemption program. Tax exemption saves organizations additional money when purchasing products on Amazon Business. And we've seen those savings add up to the thousands of dollars for an individual organization. If you're unfamiliar about your Amazon Business tax exemption status, please reach out to Ali. She will connect you to your dedicated account executive, and they'll let you know what your status is. Okay, there are a whole host of other benefits across Amazon Business. Too many to talk about, but did want to highlight that a number of the things that you're seeing here today and throughout the year when we present to you are all self-service. So whether it's our reporting dashboards or any of the programs that you see, you can always access them through your Amazon Business account. As I mentioned before, you have a dedicated Amazon Business account executive that is here to help you and guide you. If you're not familiar with who that person is, Ali will find that person and introduce them to you. So please feel free to reach out to us. We really encourage that you use and utilize your Amazon Business account. It is very, very powerful. We have a number of discounts and programs that we are running with NCAP members today that a number of NCAP members are finding benefits. I mentioned diapers, wipes, and formula and LIHEAP as two, but we're constantly adding new products to our lists every single day. Okay, so a question we typically get is, well, what kind of savings does Amazon Business get me versus maybe what I'm doing already or with another vendor or another supplier? So this is a slide that we love to share with our customers. It just gives you a quick snapshot of what kind of savings you might expect with Amazon Business. We took a snapshot of 5 of the largest categories across our marketplace, including break room, office supplies, IT peripheral, janitorial and sanitation, and maintenance, repair, and operations. millions of products, as you can see in our marketplace. We see savings anywhere as low as 4% up to 22%. We run an active marketplace, so prices are always changing. But the benefit of running a marketplace is you as a customer, you'll know that you're always getting the best price because vendors and suppliers are constantly trying to earn your business. And the more vendors and suppliers we add to our marketplace, the more they want to try to win your business. And so you'll always find, if not the lowest, one of the lowest prices in the market, the products that you're looking for. Okay, so I'll quickly dive into the Associated Accounts program it's a program that we launched 3 years ago and really helps facilitate a number of the discounts that you'll see in your account today. So the Associated Accounts program was started a few years ago, really with the benefit of benefiting any organization that operates under the federated or affiliated business model. Being an NCAP member, this is a fully opt-in program. You can sign up for benefits that you're going to see today at any time. You can also leave the program at any time. It doesn't cost any money. And really, we've created this program to benefit all NCAP members, really to encourage you to utilize Amazon Business's marketplace and shop with us more. So we're really happy and we're really encouraged by the number of vendors and suppliers that have offered discounts to NCAP members. As a member of the Associated Accounts program, you'll receive discounts not only on the products that you see inside your account, but you'll receive a whole host of other benefits and discounts as well. You'll receive discounts on eligible Business Prime plan memberships. If you're not familiar with Business Prime, hopefully you're familiar with Amazon Prime, which is very similar on the consumer side. So we offer free 2-day or 1-day shipping on millions of products. Business Prime allows you to not pay shipping costs, which can mean thousands of dollars in savings. So as part of this Associated Accounts program, you'll get discounts off of the Business Prime program. You'll also receive discounts across our selection of Amazon private label products. You'll also have access to curated reorder or shopping lists. One of the lists that we are really excited about is our Essentials catalog. Our Essentials catalog has thousands of products that are discounted from a number of our top vendors. And then finally, you'll get access to a pre-approval of a pay-by-invoice $5,000 line of credit. Pay-by-invoice is a form of payment that a number of our organizations use when they don't have the money immediately available in their bank account, but they really need to make a purchase. We work with a number of organizations that run very efficient and lean operations, and sometimes either grant funding or a donation isn't in place, but they still need to make the purchase. With our pay-by-invoice line of credit, this will allow you to purchase the products that you want, when you want, however you want. Okay, so how do you access all of these deals and discounts? It's very, very easy. Really doesn't take very much to access these deals and discounts. Really, you can do this in 3 steps. First, we recommend that you verify if your organization is already part of the Associated Accounts program. If you are an administrator, these are the steps that you would take. If you're not an administrator, we ask that you either contact your administrator, get in contact with us so we can walk them through this process, or your administrator can give you administrative privileges for you to execute these next few steps. But the next few steps are fairly simple. There's a link that you'll click on, a URL link, which Ali will drop into the chat. Once you click the URL link, you'll be asked to either create a brand new Amazon business account, or if your organization already has an Amazon business account, it will just ask you for a code in which you just input the verification code, and that's it. That's all you really need to do. You do not need to start a brand new Amazon business account if your organization already has one. It will just ask you whether you have one or not. And if your organization does not have one, you can create a new one for free. Okay. When you do access the deals and discounts, what you'll see on the left-hand side are lists. Lists are a really easy way to access all of the deals and discounts that are available to all NCAP members. There are a whole host of lists across millions of products. Ones that we're really excited about and proud of are our LIHEAP lists. So for any of your LIHEAP needs, as it is now summer and getting hotter, We do have discounts on AC units, so feel free to peruse our lists and buy for your organization and your community. We are also really excited about our essentials catalog as well, that has a whole host of discounts from office supplies all the way through janitorial supplies. And as always, our diapers, wipes, and formula program for those that are running Head Start programs or other programs that need diapers, wipes, and formulas. We're very proud of that program as well. Now, how do you know you're getting the discounts and how do you know you're getting the deals? Very, very simply, if you land on a specific product, you'll see two things. You'll see a typical price, and then you'll see either a catalog or custom price. The typical price will be crossed out. So in this case, on the graphic on top, the $49.99 product is crossed out, and you'll see a new business catalog price in red, in this case $45, which will tell you how much you're saving, and in this case you're saving 9%. The same thing for custom price, same thing applies. You'll see the typical price crossed out, and then you'll see the custom price there as well. And that's how you'll know that your account is connected to the Associated Accounts program. Okay, so hopefully that was a great overview of both Amazon Business as well as the Associated Accounts program. If you have any questions about anything that I've shared today, please feel free to reach out to us. Again, we are happy to make an introduction to your dedicated account executive that can walk you through your own account and let you know exactly what benefits you are taking advantage of. And so without further ado, I will pass it over to my colleague, Ali, who will take us through the business giving platform. We're really excited about business giving, and we're really excited to share a case study with Girl Scouts of the USA. So without further ado, I'll turn it over to Ali.
Thanks, Leon. Thank you for the overview of Amazon Business. All right, team. So business giving. Oh, you're fine. Going to the next slide. Thank you, Leon. So business giving is a really cool solution that was born out of necessity. Ultimately, the program was created because it streamlines the process of giving items to others on Amazon. What it really does is it reduces the administrative burden of trying to distribute gifts or necessary items to people either inside or outside of the organization. So it allows you as an administrator to basically place orders on behalf of others and removes the need to reimburse them for their purchases. So go ahead and go to the next slide. All right. So simplistically, we're going to go through the administrator overview first, and then we'll get into the details about the recipient experience. And so in a nutshell, Amazon Business has created this business giving program. It sits inside your AB account right now. It is accessible under the billing and shipping section, I believe. Well, there's a slide here in the future that'll show you how to access it. And one of the first steps is that you basically curate your items from Amazon.com. So you can choose the desired items, multiple colors, if there's different sizing options, anything pretty much that's available on the Amazon Business account. You can load those up. And then from there, you're actually going to select the recipients who will receive the vouchers. And so this will be individuals. They don't even necessarily need to have an Amazon Business account. So it can be folks that have a .com account as well, or it can be internal recipients to your organization. From there, you will actually send out the vouchers. You can select which payment method you choose. You can fund it via credit card. You also have the ability to fund it via pay by invoice. That is a feature that you need to have enabled. And that's something that you can talk with your account executive about. They can help you go through the steps to enable pay by invoice. And then from there, you would be able to track your results. There are campaign reporting dashboards. So you can track real-time spending. You also have the ability to add additional funds throughout the campaign. If it ends up being more successful than you thought and more people actually redeemed those vouchers, you can always fund additional money towards the campaign before the closure of the campaign. So we'll get into a bit of the details about how you do that and also the visual experience. So for the recipient experience, what's cool for them is they receive that voucher that they can utilize on Amazon.com, which is also a coveted experience. We all love to shop on Amazon.com. And so they can choose the item that they'd like. It gets shipped directly to them. And then from there, if there are any issues with that item that they received, if they need to exchange it for any reason, they actually do get support through Amazon.com. And so they're actually managing the customer service piece of it. And you don't have to do that as an administrator or an account level user for that Amazon business giving campaign. Okay. All right, so why business giving? Let's go into some of the use case scenarios that we've seen it utilized in. I would say my favorite and the one that I see most frequently utilized is going to be gifts and rewards. I've had a lot of folks in this last year utilize them for holiday gifts. I've seen 10-year gifts and recognition for employees occur quite frequently also, especially towards the end of the year. I don't see as much of, the sales team portion doesn't really apply to you guys, but perhaps employee wellness activities, that could be something that you're offering as a gift. I have also seen it utilized frequently in the education space for stipends. Especially for us, considering we're NCAP, in the Head Start space, I can see equipping classrooms with supplies and being able to offer teachers a stipend. So what you could do is select a list of items for the classroom and offer that voucher to the Head Start classroom leader, and then they can actually choose the selected items that they need for their classroom, and those products can ship directly to them. And then they can also utilize that stipend throughout the year if you wanted to leave the campaign open for a longer period of time. So there's many ways to utilize it for stipends. Also in philanthropy, I've seen it utilized to distribute grants and financial assistance to individuals. So if individuals are maybe setting up a new apartment and they need to equip it with specific items, textiles, clothing, things like that, small microwaves, appliances, you could also offer a voucher for those situations for an external recipient to redeem on Amazon.com. Some of the other ones in the past we've seen is organizational programs. Again, kind of a stipend kind of deal, but for an employee, it could be welcome gifts, welcome to the organization, any other type of loyalty programs that might come up for an organization. All right. So I love to talk about Girl Scouts USA. I have a lot of customers that are Girl Scouts, and really they are utilizing business giving exponentially. I mean, compared to a lot of organizations. And really they're using it for cookie rewards, which is exciting for us because they've completely revolutionized their cookie rewards program through business giving, and they've eased the operational burden on their administrators by utilizing it. So this case study, as you can see from some of the dates, is actually a little bit old, which I'm actually excited it's here because we can actually see where we're at today. The original situation for Girl Scouts is that they were trying to incentivize, obviously, higher cookie sales. It's one of their core fundraising strategies, and then reward the girls at the end of the cookie campaigns. And so many councils for one specific region, in the past, what they had to do is actually order items or rewards in bulk. And then beyond that, they had to house them. Once they received them, they had to sort them, they had to distribute them, and then they also had all these extra rewards that potentially didn't get distributed, and they would have to figure out if they could either return them to Amazon.com or if they could, give them or donate them in some other way. So business giving was created so that we could allow the girls to choose their own reward and then have it shipped directly to their home or location of their desire and receive that product. And they also get the shopping experience on Amazon.com. Again, a bit of an outdated slide, but Typically, they go through this process sometimes a few times a year and create multiple campaigns throughout the year. And at this point in time, a majority of the Girl Scouts are actually utilizing business giving to distribute cookie rewards at this point in time. So. All right, and we'll talk a little bit about the experience. We don't need to get too far into the weeds with this, but I wanted this information to be in the deck for you so that if you do look at the business giving campaigns, you have a reference point to see how to find it in your account. So the campaign creation experience, you can find this information under the business giving tab under buying policies. And this is just the opening slide. It explains how to utilize it. It's got the frequently asked questions, FAQs. But from here, you should have some basic information to start the campaign. Obviously, you want to have the recipients who are going to be participating or who are going to be receiving the vouchers. You want to have a general idea of your list of items that you plan. And then you want to make sure that either you're selecting the correct campaign account type, which is either an internal campaign for employees or external for recipients outside of your organization. So when you go through and start creating the campaign, this is the basic campaign creation page. It's pretty simplistic. You can add a description or personal message to the individuals who are receiving a voucher. But if you're going to send out a campaign, I would typically suggest you add an accompanying email explaining that they're going to be receiving a voucher from Amazon.com and basically how they could utilize it. That way they're looking for that voucher. And if it just shows up, they're not surprised by its arrival. Some of the other main steps here, as I said before, is do all the recipients have an Amazon business account in the marketing group, so the NCAP marketing group for your email address recipients. The yes option, that is for folks who are inside your organization and you have full visibility to what they might purchase. The non-group recipient or external campaign, that is the no selection. So that would be anybody outside of your organization, which you would select. At the beginning of the campaign, actually, can you go back, Leon? Thank you. At the beginning of the campaign, you do need to select a set budget amount. This is your starting budget. You can add additional money later on in the campaign and fund additionally, and you will have to select a start and end date, and the end date does have to be at least 30 days from the start date. And then what this does once you save it is it's going to put it in draft mode. So don't worry, it's not going to bill you if it's in draft mode. You guys can come in and you can play with this campaign without it being billed. Okay, go ahead, Leon. Thank you. Wonderful. Okay, so here is the experience when you're adding items. This is after you've created the basics of the campaign. There are a few choices. So you can add items individually. Basically here, it's showing the curated lists. There are some pre-curated lists on Amazon that you can select from. You can also create your own list. So if you want to create like a holiday business giving list, you can pre-create that list, and then it should actually show up in the available lists or the your lists. Sorry, it should show up in the your lists section, and you can select it, or you can go through and select items individually. And if you pop to the next slide, I think it has that experience, Leon. Yes, so you can search for the items either using like an ASIN, which is an Amazon Standard Identification Number. You can search by description if you're looking for night lights or a frying pan, whatever it is that you want to add to it. There's, I believe, 6 different tiles on how to search for products and add them to the campaign. And then you can just, I believe there is, this is showing how to basically add to the list, but you can also do it in real time and just select the items and then add it to the list. Thank you. Awesome. And this is the experience for available lists. There are some pre-curated ones that are created by Amazon, and those are the gifts for clients, gifts for employees. You can also look at those lists and then delete items that you don't want on those lists as well. Perfect. All right, and the recipient section is pretty straightforward. You can do a one-by-one as far as recipient ads. If you don't have a ton of people to add to the campaign, that's great. If you have hundreds, which does happen, there is the opportunity to download a file, and you can then re-upload the file with the email addresses of the recipients, as well as the amount for their voucher that is going to go directly to them. All right. And then down here, next step is going to fund the campaign, which is the payment method. As I mentioned before, you have the ability to fund the campaign with your available payment methods. If you do want to utilize pay by invoice, that would need to be enabled on your account. If you have pay by invoice, just let your account executive know, and they'll add you to the allow list. Okay. All right. Now, we'll talk a little bit about the campaign management and reporting, because this usually drums up some questions. So if you've sent out these vouchers, there are occasions where people want to either pull back a voucher or they've accidentally sent a voucher to the wrong email address or the wrong person. If that voucher has not been added to the recipient's account, you should be able to pull back that voucher from the system, and it should show, like in this screen, the invite status at the bottom of the screen, there's 1 revoked, 2 pending. So you can revoke it if it has not been added to their account yet. If it's been added to their account, you cannot revoke that voucher. So the warning is just to make sure that you have the correct recipients in your list. You can actually track how much the campaign has spent. And there is actually additional reporting at the closure of the campaign as well. But this is a great way to look at the recipients and see who's actually redeemed their campaign voucher. And if there's individuals that haven't, you also have the ability to repush campaign vouchers. Or if they reach out to you and say, hey, I didn't get my voucher, you can repush those vouchers directly to email addresses as well. Wonderful. And this is a quick review of the recipient experience. And it's very similar to shopping on Amazon.com. So basically you receive an email saying, hey, your voucher is waiting. You have the ability to apply the voucher to your Amazon account. And as you go through those steps, in many ways, it mimics what would be like a gift card, or if you have a credit on your account for Amazon, it's very similar to that. Yep, so you just apply the voucher, it would get added to your account. You're going to have the same shopping experience on Amazon.com. And then when you select items from the pre-curated list, you will add it to your cart. And then from there, it will actually show you the deduction of where the voucher is and your order total 0. Now, aside from this is that if there's remaining credit that they can still utilize on their voucher and they want to select another item from that list, they can, and they can use the remaining credit that they have available, and then they can pay the difference for an additional item if they want to fund that with their own funding from their personal account. I hope that makes sense. Otherwise, if there's leftover from that charge, so let's say their original voucher amount was $50 and the item that they purchased was only $41. At the end of the campaign, that $9 goes unspent. And so it actually gets returned to your Amazon business account in the original form of payment at the closure of the campaign. It usually takes 3 to 5 days to reconcile a campaign, but you should see those funds come back to you if they are unspent, usually within a week of campaign closure. Okay. Awesome. I know that was a lot of information kind of condensed in a short amount of time. Usually there's a few questions for business giving. Are there any questions regarding business giving that we can help with? Does anybody think that this is something that they would have a use case scenario for that they're willing to share?
Please don't feel shy sharing. Tell us.
We do have a question here in the chat. Elizabeth asks, to confirm the recipient does not need to have an Amazon account to use vouchers. So they don't need to have an Amazon business account. They would need to have a valid email address and shipping location. And typically to get that loaded up, they would need to have an Amazon.com account at least. Doesn't necessarily mean they have to have a payment method or anything in there, but they do have to have a valid email address and mailing address loaded up.
That's great, Jovita.
I like it too.
Captain
Yeah.
really likes the idea of, we think this is a great mechanism for employee wellness and recognition. In fact, we were the original beta testers of this program when it first launched, and Amazon employees were given swag through this platform. So we tested it, and it was great, really easy to use. Everyone was able to select the products that they wanted, and it was delivered within 2 business days.
Mhm. That's also something else that we are investigating internally right now is ways that we could potentially, brand items, get them sent out for specific chapters. So that's something that's also on the horizon for us. And I think that's another great use case scenario for business giving. If we're talking about newcomers to the organization, volunteers, I see this utilized time and time again for volunteer efforts, and folks that are being rewarded for their time and their effort through a small gift. It's funny because the business giving campaigns, it doesn't, it doesn't have to be a, multi-$100 item on Amazon.com. I've seen very small campaigns run for $5 items that are for, little girls at camp, and it just makes their day because they get to go on to Amazon.com and they get to pick out their specific item. And choose what they want to be sent to them. So there's many use cases for business giving, but I encourage you to reach out to me if you do have questions. I am so happy to connect you to your account executive or go over details with you in person. I'd love for you to be having conversations with them about business giving.
Right. Well, I'm not seeing anything else coming through in the chat, but you do have contact information for the Amazon team here. So again, just want to encourage you guys to reach out. They've been super responsive and would love to hear from you. But thank you again for taking time to join us this afternoon. Have a great rest of your day.
Everybody.
Thank you.